Hello, second grade. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I've been so excited to talk with you all and go over your work and read with some of you. You guys are doing an excellent job. Today, we're going to jump back into discussing tornadoes, and today we're going to read an article. Please follow along with me as I read. Okay, devastation, a tornado in Joplin. On Sunday, May 22nd, 2011, a powerful EF5 twister ripped through the city of Joplin, Missouri. This deadly tornado produced winds over 200 miles per hour and killed 161 people. The residents of this town had only a few moments to prepare for the worst tornado many had ever seen. The tornado tore through homes, flipped cars upside down, and stripped the bark right off any trees that were left standing. Many of the neighborhoods in the area were left as piles of wood, rock, and metal. There were very few homes left standing. A hospital that lay in the path of the tornado had x-rays that were found more than 70 miles away. Joplin High School had several elementary schools were also severely damaged. The Red Cross Emergency Management spent the summer in Joplin helping with recovery efforts. Then, organizations and volunteers began focusing on rebuilding the city. The first remodeled house was finished by Christmas 2011. Overall, it has cost close to $1.6 billion to rebuild Joplin, but the city is now thriving. Okay, second grade, that was the article. Now that I've read the article once through, I'm going to go back and I'm going to take some notes. So I don't have a pen on my screen, but I'm going to show you how I would take notes on this. So I know that I need to write down any questions. I need to underline or circle unknown words and underline any important facts. So when I'm reading, I'm going to go through and, for example, I noticed that maybe the word bark, it stripped bark right off trees. So I would circle that word and say, I thought bark is what dogs do. So I might look up the word bark to make sure that I have a good understanding of that word. Then as I'm reading, I would underline this deadly tornado produced winds over 200 miles an hour and killed 161 people. So I would write out to the side, over 200 is EF5, and that's how we know it's an EF5. So I'm taking notes and adding my previous knowledge. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the second paragraph. The tornado tore through homes, flipped cars upside down, and stripped bark right off any trees that were left standing. Many of the neighborhoods of the area were left of piles of rock, wood, and metal. There were very few homes left standing. A hospital that lay in the path of the tornado x-rays that were found more than 70 miles away. I would underline or circle 70 miles away because that made me think of the reading strategy that we learned earlier in the week about determining importance. I know that this is an interesting fact and not necessarily a fact that supports the main idea. So this is just an interesting fact. Joplin High School and several elementary schools were severely damaged. The Red Cross and Emergency Management spent the summer in Joplin helping with recovery efforts. Then, organizations and volunteers began focusing on rebuilding the city. The first remodeled house was finished by Christmas 2011. Overall, it has cost close to $1.6 billion to rebuild Joplin. The city is now thriving. So now I would take some time and I would write my questions out to the side of my paper. My question is that Joplin High School and several elementary schools were severely damaged. My question is if their high schools and elementary schools were severely damaged, how did they go to school? And so I might do some research on that. Okay, second grade, so for your class kick today, there will be a picture of this article, and you'll notice that these two paragraphs do not have a heading. So nonfiction texts have heading over different sections. So I want you to reread these two sections on your own and come up with a heading. Now the heading should reflect the main idea of the story. Okay, great job. Okay, for math today, we are going to go back to our graph. We talked yesterday about making conclusions about our graph, and today we're going to talk about true or false statements. So I'm going to say a statement, and I want you to think about, is it true or false? Statement number 1. The most amount of people chose dog as their favorite pet. That's false. The least amount of people chose fish as their favorite pet. That one's true. One more person chose snake than fish. Yeah, that's true. The number of people who chose cat or fish is equal to the number of people who chose dog. Yeah, that one's true too. Okay, second grade, so you are going to construct your own pictograph today about favorite sports. Now, what I want you to do is go through the steps of making your graph that we talked about earlier in the week. And then I want you to make your graph and write true or false statements and quiz somebody in your family. So today your data is favorite sports. So our data is about what people's favorite sports are. 10 people chose basketball, 3 people chose soccer, 1 person chose baseball, and 5 people chose football. Okay, second grade. I can't wait to see your graphs today. I hope you guys have fun with it and get a little creative. Okay, have a good day. Goodbye.